guys.
I think we're live.
Happy Tuesday.
We're back.
Hiya, Dean.
How's it going, guys?
Starting on time and everything.
Welcome to the show.
Bunch of high-class professionals
I
here.
know it.
You know it.
So you are watching us on Facebook Live, facebook.com/popshow, or you're listening to our amazing podcast that you downloaded from iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, or Podbean. You can find us live on Twitter at Pop Show, and we want to talk, and we have a lot to talk about because we have a very big topic that has been consuming us whole, except for Dean, who took about 2 minutes on it. But we love him anyway.
It's not because I don't care.
Is it?
I kind of care.
Okay, he cares.
He cares about this more than he cares about most things.
He cares.
That's true. That's true.
which is a very short list.
That's true.
So this is very important that this is very big that he actually cares about this.
Well, we appreciate you being here.
I took the time to write it down.
Oh my goodness.
We did.
With an analog pen and everything. Like kicking it old school. Well,
I am old, so.
You are,
That's
but
true.
you know, we love you anyway. You're like our favorite great-grandfather. Vanessa joins us live from Facebook. She's saying hi to the group. And if you would also like to engage with us live, you can join us every Tuesday.
Most Tuesdays.
80% of Tuesdays.
Most Tuesdays.
At 8 p.m. on facebook.com/popshow. And we love to chat with you. And we're always updating the page about the newest pop culture happenings, what we're doing. We want to talk with you about what you're doing, movies you see, video games you like. So tell us, guys, what have you been doing in pop culture this week?
Well, I went ahead and started my Marvel Cinematic Universe marathon in preparation for a certain movie that's coming out in a month or so.
I'm unaware of what you're talking about.
And you should remain so.
JK, I know about the, Civil War or whatever.
Of course. It was funny. I worked at today. One of my coworkers was saying how they had just seen Wonder Woman.
Wow.
And they were so, they loved it. And they were so excited. And they said they were really excited now to go back and watch the Superman and Batman movies that followed up with Wonder Woman. I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of sorry to be the one to tell you this, but you've already watched the high point. It just doesn't get better from there. But
yeah, Justice League has been limping along lately. Yeah. Oh, I thought you were gonna hit me with some BS.
So I recommended him today. He just go straight to Black Panther if he wanted the same kind of emotional experience that he got from Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that's a good advice.
Yeah.
You're a good friend, Dean.
I try sometimes. See, I can care about other things.
You
too.
do. You do care.
And I guess the only other thing is I finally got the last two Dinobots from the War of the Primes Transformers series, so now I can combine them all together into the one super robot.
Now, do you have room for them in your display cabinet?
In the display cabinet, no. They'll probably be on the bookshelf for a little while because Ella loves to play with them more than I do.
Yes, your daughter. That's good. That's good. You've been raising her right then.
Yep.
So
and, I trust her with them. Other kids, not so much, but I'll trust her with them.
I barely trust anybody in this house other than Sarah with any of my things.
There's only two people.
I was going to say, who else is in the house, Keith?
Well, when people come to visit, the rare ones that do. So, how far along are you on your marathon? Because I started mine last week, and I just watched The Avengers last night.
I just watched The Avengers last night.
What
a crazy random happenstance.
Were we watching it at the same time?
What time did you finish?
11:30. So I probably started around 9 o'clock.
We basically watched it at the same time. Sarah, you should be afraid right now.
Yeah, this is scary.
I don't know. This is sort of daily life for me.
Yeah, but now you've got Dean involved too.
I know, but you two are pretty much in lockstep anyway. So
that's a fair point.
I like to think of myself as the third wheel.
I'm not super. Well, yeah, I like to think of you like that too. Keith, what'd you do in pop culture this week? Except for exactly what Dean did.
What did I do this week in pop culture? I watched that Muppet Babies episode.
Oh yeah.
Not bad. I mean,
you found some cute little Easter eggs in that.
Yeah, they're starting off small with the cast. It's obviously not as big as the original Muppet Baby cast, but they have like pictures of Baby Electric Mayhem in the background, and they've got Scooter and Skeeter on the.
Dr. Teeth had one tooth.
It was the gold one.
He was Dr. Tooth.
It was pretty great, and so that was fun. Let's see, what else?
I had some nanny tight envy. She was wearing tights.
Oh, yeah, the dinosaur
Remember how
tights.
she was used to just wear striped tights?
Yeah.
Well, they have her with green tights with like another green color, and they have patterns on them, and they were dragons. And I want green tights with other color green dragons on them.
I'm sure they're out there somewhere.
I know. I'm gonna have to wait.
If they're on, Muppet Babies, they will be out eventually, I'm sure.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you're not the only one who saw them and really enjoyed them, is my guess.
They're awesome.
I guess really the only thing for me, because it's been kind of a busy week, is I finished up my narrow video list, and we can actually go to that real quick because our shelf starts next week.
That's right.
And I got week 1. You've got week 2. We talked about it last week with Patrick and Whitney from Narrow Video. Travis has got week 3.
Thought we gave Travis week 2.
Did we give it Okay, fine. We'll give Travis week 2, but I haven't gotten his list yet.
Procrastination.
You've got more of a list put together than he does, but I'm going to switch here for those watching live on Facebook or YouTube or even Twitch, really.
My problem is that I have like 6 lists.
Well, that's fine because what I found out today, I put my list up there. Originally, I had 13. Baby Driver got kicked back to me because it's still considered too much of a new release. So they said that's still up on the new release shelf. Pick something else and give us more because if, say, all 13 of my movies, now 12, get rented out, they want to be able to keep that shelf stocked. So I gave them another 12, 13 more. And here's my list real quick. Just run through it. Blues Brothers, Moon, Be Kind, Rewind, Bubba Hotep, Emperor's New Groove, which we'll talk about later, Robot and Frank, That Thing You Do, Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, Death at a Funeral, Trading Places, Drunken Master. Those were the original. And then the add-ons were Dr. Horrible Sing-Along Blog, Evolution, Ex Machina, Fanboys, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, Spectacular Spider-Man, the TV show, Truman Show, and Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So those will be...
Which Death at a Funeral?
The British one.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, don't you worry there.
I just wanted to make certain.
So those will be at Narrow Video on Colley Avenue in Norfolk starting April 1st. And then Travis will have the week after that. And then Sarah third week. And then you guys will hear us or see posts on facebook.com/popshow and our website popshow.com for the fan picks. So we need a lot of them. So, and I know you guys will deliver. So
Yeah, our fans and followers like to nominate. No, they like.
Oh,
to
I thought
share.
you were nominate. Oh, just nominate movies in general.
Nominate their favorites. And we love them because they have so many opinions.
Oh yeah, no, you guys are very opinionated, and we appreciate you for it.
Yeah, we definitely. We got a lot of help from you guys putting our list together. Although you really just sent me into a moral tailspin, but I love you anyway.
Again, we'll get back to that later.
That's true. I know.
I wish I had tailspin drops now.
Oh, I've been in a perpetual moral tailspin for a week, I guess. First the narrow shelf, and now this bracket thing, which we will talk about later.
Yeah. What have you been doing in pop culture other than stewing about your movies?
I've been stewing about my movies. I traveled this weekend, so I didn't really have a ton of time. I've been watching a lot of I've been watching a lot of Say Yes to the Dress and Bridezillas and boring, stupid wedding reality shows that Keith won't let me watch. But if I'm on a plane and I can watch it and he can't stop me.
I don't want to hear that crap around here.
I know.
He
really
don't.
doesn't. And I can't blame him. Reality shows are terrible. They're like the boil in the butt of humanity.
Yeah, basically.
But,
Remember, they're only produced because people watch them.
yeah.
It's true. Just like Jersey Shore and
Okay.
all those other ones.
Have you seen that Jersey Shore is doing a family vacation?
I think I heard about that.
I was watching I was staying at some family's house this weekend, and they had cable, which I never, watch cable because we cut the cord years ago. And so commercials were coming on, and I was like, what is this madness? And it was they were showing the next season of Jersey Shore, and they're like, yeah, we're old, but we can still party. And I'm like, okay,
So
maybe we're squeezing this a little hard.
So what you're telling me is that you're going to be planning another trip somewhere at some point.
to watch them.
Yes.
Just the one. Yeah.
I never got into Jersey Shore.
I watched the first season, and that's all. That's about as far as I got.
Although I will say that when I worked for Court TV, which was at the time called In Session, Snooki went on trial. So I know a lot about them, but I had a dream about them once. This is how I knew I'd been working at In Session too long. I had a dream one time that Pauly D tried to get me to date him by bringing me bagels, but I couldn't remember his name. The only one I could remember was The Situation, and I kept calling him The Situation, and he didn't.
Don't you love those stories where people say, yeah, I never watched any of that crap, except for there's that one episode that I really enjoyed.
But I didn't. The only thing I saw was the trial.
Sure.
No, it's true. I never watched Jersey Shore.
I don't know if I can believe you.
Oh, well, I don't really care. But I did not watch Jersey
Honesty,
Shore.
folks.
Come on. I mean, I watched...
I watched first season. I'll fully admit it.
I watched... I just told you I was watching Bridezillas and Say Yes to the Dress all weekend. You think I can't stand any mockery? It's basically why I'm here.
You're morally obsessed in the entire week. How do I know?
That's true.
Vanessa said she saw Pacific Rim Uprising, and it was not as bad as she thought it was.
I'm actually surprised I haven't seen any reviews of that movie.
I've seen nothing but marketing for it.
I mean, it's amazing. Like any of the normal websites that I go to that have movie reviews, nobody's posted anything about that movie. It's insane.
Interesting.
I can't find it.
Well,
that's weird.
I'll give you a review right now for you. Local Heroes is the best comic shop around. Isn't that right, Greg?
No, third best.
Third best? Who are the first two?
All the other comic stores in Norfolk are clearly superior.
I mean, we've got some other good ones. Don't get me wrong, Atlantis and Trilogy. But, I mean, my personal preference, for what it's worth, about 2 cents, is Local Heroes.
It's that.
You can still be our favorite.
It's sweet that you'd say that. It could just be because you're so close, though.
It is a proximity thing, but I do like your shop, too. It's very clean, as we've always said.
My daughter likes the shop. She asked when we could go back.
It's
good.
It's nice to go into. I feel safe. It's not dirty. It's not cluttered.
That's a great review, Keith.
There's pretty
I really
colors.
want you to feel
the staff is nice.
Greg is there.
Greg is all there when I'm there, so that's all that matters. I make sure to time my
That is all
visits
that
when
matters.
he's there. So, but all right, do we want to get into it? I think we've got a little video to play.
Oh, yay,
do
this
it.
video.
Let's do it. Comics with Greg.
Oh, Keith's going to do it all by himself.
Comics with Greg. Comics with Greg. Comics with Greg. Comics with Greg. It's fun. I don't mind doing it by myself.
No, but it's...
No?
I can't join because you're too awesome at it, and I would just sound silly.
You filthy liar.
I am a filthy liar.
I also just realized my tea that I made before the show has been sitting out in the kitchen for the past hour. So
Good job, Keith.
Oh, well. All right, Greg, what do we got in comics this week?
It's a big week if you're a comic book fan, especially if you're a DC fan. Their two biggest comics right now are both coming out tomorrow. I don't know why they do that, but sometimes they do. The first one, Doomsday Clock, the newest issue of that. People have been asking me for the last month, when's the next Doomsday Clock coming out? And tomorrow's the day. So if you've been jonesing for your Watchmen / DC Universe fix, Wednesday.
All right, and this is issue 4 of 6 or 8?
12.
12. Oof. A lot of Doomsday Clock.
It is.
Yeah, but there's 12 hours on the clock, so that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
It's exactly. It's from their top writer, Jeff Johns, and Gary Frank, who is amazing and hasn't drawn a DC comic in a minute. So the first 3 issues have been really solid. People have been coming in and grabbing all 3 this last week. So not everyone who has read it jumped right on at the beginning, which is cool. It's nice to see people coming in off the street. And number 4 is tomorrow.
Awesome. Well, I'll be picking it up because I've read 1 through 3.
Yay! If you're a Power Rangers fan, and Keith, I saw Popped posted about this, tomorrow's a huge kind of issue for everybody, comic reader and if you were a fan of the show. Big happenings tomorrow in the Power Rangers comic. It's number 25. People who read this comic have loved it, and there's some potential sadness tomorrow. I don't want to give anything away, but if you're a Power Rangers fan and you haven't been reading the comic, get on board and check out tomorrow's issue because it's going to be huge.
Or if you're a fan of potential sadness.
Yes, I expect this book to make waves outside of the comic book channels. Even normal comic book channels.
Comics occasionally do that. Even when, what was it, issue 48 or 49 with Ninja Turtles, people started paying attention to that comic because Donatello got the crap beat out of him and got his shell busted. But people were talking about it because it was a pretty big deal at the time. maybe this is another thing they will, because I was actually impressed because they actually made a live action trailer for this, brought Jason David Frank in, made all new suits, pulled some video clips from the old show. It's impressive that they're putting this much, I guess, marketing power behind it. So I'll be picking up the trades when these things come out. So
yeah, it should be a big thing. So I'm excited for Power Rangers fans.
What's next?
They're definitely a step above My Little Pony fans. Grown men, fans.
I won't argue that.
I'll have to admit that I actually like the current cartoon.
Well, you've got a daughter, so
I will go as far to say that if it was just
you can
me,
just stop there.
I would actually watch the cartoon by itself anyway.
Okay. But you have a daughter, so that's what we're going to lean on.
We're going to lean on it hard.
Next comic, Greg.
Yes. And then another big DC comic tomorrow is the last issue of Metal. I've talked about this series for 7 or 8 months. It's been just awesome. DC has really killed it with this book. The fans have loved it. So many cool new characters. It's just been really, really great. And the last issue is out tomorrow. I'll be sad to see it go. I'm going to definitely miss the sales. But they've got big things lined up after it. So hopefully they keep the momentum going into stuff that fans love as much as they love this. So Metal number 6, the finale is tomorrow.
Awesome. And I didn't pick up the individual issues because I can only pick up so many individual issues without running behind. But I'll get the trade on this one. People raved about this one enough, so when they collect it and put it out, preferably in hardcover, I will pick it up.
It is in hardcover.
Okay,
and
good.
It looks really pretty, so
good.
It'll be a good collection, and it hopefully won't be too much longer.
That's what I like to hear. So, Greg, you got anything coming up at Local Heroes? Any events? Any ladies' nights? Any special comic days coming up?
We're taking it easy. We'll be doing a push for Free Comic Book Day, which is the first Saturday in May. So we'll start that push in April, and that'll be our next biggest event. So it's the biggest event of the year. So it takes a lot of effort. So we work on it all month.
Sounds good. That's what I like to hear. And as you and I discussed earlier, we are getting into the Disney Pixar debate later on with our bracket, actually right after your call. So do you have a pick for favorite Disney or Pixar movie that would win the whole bracket?
I do have a pick. You may have heard that I was disappointed that The Rescuers was not included in the Disney bracket.
Yep, we discussed it.
So aside from that, I'm just going to have to abstain because I love The Rescuers so much. But on the Pixar side, Wally forever. So
okay,
yay.
I hope it goes all the way.
A man after my own heart. But I will say, Greg, the reason why The Rescuers weren't on that bracket is because we started at 89 and The Rescuers were 77. Because if
you know your audience. I mean, who wants to listen to the ramblings of a bunch of 40-year-old men? So
you'd be surprised. Those classic Disney stuff, I mean, they hold up well, man. And we want to discuss those.
The Rescuers is amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love Jungle Book, Robin Hood, Sword in the Stone. They're all great movies. They're just once that 89 period hit the late 80s.
It was that was like the Renaissance.
Yeah, the Renaissance. And then also like when that older stuff, when the animation was emerging and the storytelling was different, it's almost like a whole other bracket. But it's coming. Don't worry. I'm sure we'll address it at some point in our future.
Yeah. I hope Wally makes it to at least the final 16 or it's somewhere in there.
Oh, I'll fight.
If it doesn't make it all the way.
I'll fight
worry.
for Wally.
He will make it pretty far, but he's going to have to go up against the Incredibles at some point. That's all I'm going to say right now.
It's true. Yeah, that is unfair.
He's okay, we'll get into that later. All right, Greg, where can we get these awesome comics?
Come to Local Heroes. We're at 1905 Colonial Avenue in Norfolk, right next to Kogan's Pizza. And if you're not in Norfolk, comicshoplocator.com will find you a local comic shop. So hook yourself up.
Excellent.
And shop local.
Yes.
Awesome, Greg. Well, thanks for calling in, man, and we will talk to you next week. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Later.
Bye.
So I have had to stop myself from literally talking about this all day with anybody who would like they could just be like walking by my office and I'd be like, how am I supposed to choose?
Well, we've got our ongoing internal chat among the pop crew, Myles, Travis, the three of us, and we have a bad habit, no matter which people are involved of talking about the show before the show happens. And then we get to the show and we're like,
Yeah, hey guys,
basically,
what's up?
like if I had a cricket noise, I would play it right now. I just don't.
Chirp, chirp.
Yeah,
Chirp, chirp.
basically.
We do. It's out of
Well,
reach.
that little
Yeah.
wooden toy.
But yeah, we have this bad habit, and today we had to consciously stop ourselves, although we tried to do that like 17 times and we're unsuccessful, obviously. But I will say, I don't think we'll be able, like, I don't think we're going to hear crickets on this because I think that our people are going to comment. I think a lot of them already have. So even if everybody drops off of our live feed, which I hope they don't, please hang in there, that we'll have plenty.
No rage quitting, please.
Yeah.
We've all got to remain friends after this.
Yes, we all have to be friends. Although
It assumes we're friends now.
That's a fair point.
we're friends, Dean.
Are we?
Yes.
Are we really?
Yes.
I've just got to get along well enough with you that you and I can hold the rhythm section together in a band, and that's fine. If we never talk about it ever again, that's fine.
Dean's my friend.
You're on
understand.
your side of the stage. I'm on my side of the stage. It's fine.
And just like we are now. All right.
You're my
so,
friend, Dean.
We originally had a whole other topic.
We're gonna get necklaces that break in half. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Stop now.
We originally had a whole other topic planned out for tonight. We were getting it ready, and then a little bracket crossed our path.
yeah. So I was. So if you are a follower of Popped, I should know our show name by now. Popped on Facebook.
It's about pop culture.
It is about pop culture. Then you will see that Keith spends a lot of time diligently populating the page with the latest in pop culture news. And he is sometimes aided by his co-host, myself, and our awesome filler extra
Contributors.
co-hosts. Yeah, like Dean and Travis and Henry share some links and Myles share some links. So, when we have a lot of people that help us out. And today I saw this little thing about this Disney Pixar bracket. And it looked absolutely like, don't get me wrong, it was always going to be hard, but the original one was not great.
I don't have a copy of it.
Oh,
in
I
here.
do.
I've got it.
Yeah, I've
You
got
got-
the original one. I've done all.
Okay, there you go.
I
the
did
blue
all
one.
three. I have the original one. I have then the one I rewrote. And then I have the one that we finally settled on that Myles did. So
Okay.
the original one, do you want to keep explaining or should we go ahead and do our intro to
the
this?
original one, we were like, oh, hey, let's change our original topic about, 80s nostalgia, which we might still do with Ready Player One coming out this week. And we decided that we need to do this bracket. So we started doing this bracket and we're like, all right, this is going to be our topic for the night, blah, blah, blah. I filled the original one out super quickly.
Yeah, me too.
I had no problem with it. But apparently it set Myles into a fit of rage.
Rage is probably a good word for it.
He
actually.
used all caps, and he's a quiet
I know,
Canadian.
yeah,
I've never
Myles
seen him this
Myles
angry.
did use yelly caps in the Slack room today. I know. I was a little jarring. So Myles decided that this bracket, which had no methodology and was circling, Myles is an academic, so he needs his methodology, was circulating around, didn't make a ton of sense, it made like a sufficient amount of sense, but not.
It made some, but a lot of what I would consider the heavy hitters were paired up with each other from the get-go,
Right.
which made the ending less. It made
Movies
it kind
were-
of anticlimactic.
Yeah, movies were paired up with their sequels. It just,
Yeah.
it was sort of sloppy. It was like someone looked at a list and just.
Patrick from Narrow Video just chimed in. He said The Incredibles and Wally facing off in the first round of the original bracket was,
Yeah, it's not
justifiable outrage.
Yeah,
I mean,
right? Like, cut my arm off.
Taking crazy pills!
Yeah, it
that's
was.
basically what Myles said today.
Yeah, so anyway, he redid it and used some methodology.
Which is funny because I was looking on his Twitter earlier today, and 2 days ago he said, you know what? This infuriates me, but I don't have the time. I can't put a bracket together, blah, blah, blah. He had a good night's rest. He's like, oh, I'm feeling better today. And then he popped into our Slack room and he was just like, this is it. I'm putting a bracket together.
We were the push, the gentle nudge off the cliff that he needed to put this together. But he did it.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby!
Yeah.
We basically
We
did
put
it.
that evil on him. So he put this bracket together. It's much better. It makes much more sense. Now, to say that, it's not without its criticisms.
There are a million different ways to do this bracket.
There is no way to please every single person
No.
with any bracket that we come up with.
No,
so.
you could do IMDb, you could do Rotten Tomatoes, you could, Metacritic. There's there's all sorts of ways you could do this. You could do anyways, the NCAA gets crap for how they see their basketball teams anyways every year. So why should our bracket be any different? So with that, if you guys are watching live on Facebook, we give you... Sarah, do you want to? I was going to let you say the name that you deemed for it.
You took it away. I was like, we give you what? We give you the Myles McNut Memorial Disney Pixar bracket Showdown. For the record, Myles is not dead. He's just not here tonight. And as we know, if it's not on Popped, it doesn't count.
We haven't heard from him in a while. He might be dead after all the...
It's true. We did nudge him off a cliff today.
Might want to check ODU's alerts and see if any professor has snapped. But we've come up with a little intro to get psyched up for it. So real quick.
Get ready.
Well, there's an electricity in the air, folks. A palpable hue of anticipation.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Brought to you exclusively here on ESPN 8, The Ocean.
If it's almost a sport, we've got it here.
All right, so we are very serious about this, and we have spent all day obsessing over it. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can see our brackets right there. Go ahead and, get out your brackets. Tell us what you picked.
How do we want to do this? Just start top left, do that bracket, go to the top right, bottom left, bottom right?
Let's start out by saying there's some criticisms. Let me just tell you the resounding ones we heard before these questions inevitably come up again. The bracket started in 1989, which made sense because obviously Disney's been around since like the 30s, right?
Right.
So the bracket started in 1989 with the Renaissance, and not every animated feature made the list either. So
and I think technically Little Mermaid was 88.
Oh, maybe.
We'll let it slide.
Yeah, Little Mermaid slid in there. But so it was the IMDb top rank ones, and then if you're looking at it and you see the numbers, those are the seeds based on their IMDb rankings.
Correct.
Also, like I said, we know that there's a lot of other animated features from Disney, but it's almost like a whole other story. And some of the Pixar ones got bumped off too, but that was a ranking thing.
And Myles had stated, since he had used the IMDb rating, that there is actually like a recency bias, like because certain movies are more recent in people's minds and they get rated better and that kind of stuff. So some of the earlier 90s stuff or even earlier 2000s doesn't quite have the ratings that they might have back when they were released. So
let's
without further ado,
let's go we'll go left right.
Okay.
All right.
So, well, for me, and I feel like I'm going to be the only one here. I'm going to get yelled at a lot and probably outvoted by you two, but Lilo and Stitch taking over the Lion King.
Everyone has a right to their own opinion, but you're wrong.
Yeah, my booted out on this one.
Lilo and Stitch is awesome, and it broke my heart, but I went with Lion King.
Yeah, understandable.
And I thought a lot about it because Lilo and Stitch is one of my faves, right? It's one of my personal faves.
Right.
But the Lion King had original music. It has bloomed into a really, none of the sequels were any good, but who cares about that?
But Broadway musical.
But it has a wonderful Broadway musical. The voice acting was stellar. So, yeah, even Vanessa says you can have a wrong opinion, and you do.
And even Bill said Lion King, and there were a lot on Miles's Twitter.
Yeah,
Lion King.
Lion King is a clear front runner when you think about Disney in general. Lion King is amazing. So yeah, sorry Lilo and Stitch, we love you, but Lion King. Yeah. I mean that was sort of a, Lilo would have been what was that basketball team that the little one that beat UVA?
Oh, why did I just blank on it?
Well,
it wasn't Loyola.
Look at me.
No.
I'm not the sports guy.
Why did I just blank on it? Not Nevada.
It doesn't matter. That's actual basketball. We're not talking. We're talking about.
Even Colin said you know what? All right, fine.
Okay, well,
I still like Lilo and Stitch. Whatever.
I just think that Lion King is a more timeless story.
I will agree.
It absolutely is.
I knew it was going to get the boot. So.
Do you know why? Because of Hamlet.
Of course it's Hamlet.
All right, so going over to the other side, on the Pixar side, we're just going to go back and forth. Oh, UMBC. Thanks, Alex. That was the
there we go.
That was the winner.
Yeah.
All right, so going to the Pixar side, first match off, Toy Story versus Brave.
Did anybody pick Brave? Because
No.
I can't imagine anyone picking.
I enjoyed Brave.
I enjoyed
liked
Brave too.
a lot.
Yeah, no, I
but
had Toy Story.
It doesn't hold a candle to Toy Story.
Toy
I will
Story.
agree with that.
You know the amazing thing about Toy Story is that was like, what, 20 years ago almost?
1995.
Yeah, so I mean, let's think about how far the animation has changed. And you watch that movie now and it still looks flippin' amazing. That always blows my mind. I mean, all that computer, and it was just so advanced for its time.
Vanessa actually had Brave.
Wow, Vanessa had
All right.
Brave.
Just
Speaking of wrong opinions.
it goes to show you that every movie is someone's favorite.
Yeah, that's true. It's hard to beat those. Patrick says the director of Brave would probably pick Toy Story.
I mean,
Because, but you got to think these guys are making a movie. The guy making Brave is saying to himself, if it could hold a candle to Toy Story. It's like, any writer saying, if I could hold a candle to J.K. Rowling or Stephen King or, Shakespeare, I would,
Yeah.
I mean, Toy Story was groundbreaking. So, yeah, Toy Story wins. Landslide there. Shut out.
You are a toy!
Yep, we sure are.
I mean, figure why not?
All right, back to the Disney side. Next matchup is Wreck-It Ralph or Mulan.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph, I have not seen. I will admit to that. So I had to go with Mulan just because I knew it better.
Okay, well, you were outvoted because Wreck-It
fine.
Ralph is obviously the winner.
That's hysteria.
The only
You get nothing. You lose.
the only other thing.
Good day, sir.
Oh my
Thank
God,
you.
Pete, somebody take that button thing away from him.
Wreck-It Ralph just doesn't feel like a Disney movie to me either. So I was kind of a little surprised to see it on the bracket.
It's part of that whole newer CGI Disney, just like Zootopia.
I understand the fact that it was made by Disney, but when you up against like most of the other movies on the list, it's hard to. It doesn't feel like a Disney movie.
Watch it and let me know if you feel the same after you watch it.
I
in all
will
in
say-
all
Fair
seriousness.
Fair enough.
That Wreck-It Ralph was one of
I've
the
got it.
first
Grab it
ones.
before you leave.
Wreck-It Ralph was one of the first ones to me to kind of bust out of that princess formula a little bit. I mean, now there was a lot more that went beyond that, but in that initial renaissance, there was a lot of like damsels and princes and stuff like that. So I liked Wreck-It Ralph because it sort of branched out a little bit.
And it had a lot of cool video game references.
Colin says on Facebook, he says Mulan to the end. And Patrick disagrees and says Wreck-It Ralph for Alan Tudyk's.
No, he agrees. He agrees with us. You said he disagrees.
No, he disagrees with Colin.
Oh, okay.
And says that Wreck-It Ralph for Alan Tudyk. Alan Tudyk is just so awesome.
An American treasure.
I almost pushed Mulan, or I almost pushed. Well, we'll get to Moana later, but
Yeah.
I almost just for Alan Tudyk's chicken.
Yeah.
But
But
I figured
Alan
that would.
Tudyk is King Candy in there, and it's
Oh,
as Patrick said, it's Ed Wynn. And
hilarious.
it's so over the top, but on point. It's great.
I mean, as long as it has more going for it than a nostalgia factor.
Oh, it does.
Oh, it
Yeah,
does,
it totally
definitely,
does.
yeah.
And it pokes fun at a lot of stuff. I mean, have you seen the Wreck-It Ralph 2 trailer?
No.
Oh,
Bunny gets the pancake.
like it. I have a feeling that I think the sequel's gonna be better than the first one.
It's
possible.
It's gonna poke all sorts of fun at the internet and all the apps and games and stuff. It's gonna be great.
Could be the
All
next
right.
emoji movie.
No.
Oh man,
Oh,
we can dream. All right, next up, back on the Pixar side, we have got Toy Story 3 versus Ratatouille.
Another no-brainer. Toy Story 3.
I would agree with that, but I have not seen Ratatouille.
Oh, I love Ratatouille, but Toy Story 3 was the winner. Which is a shame because my complaint about the first bracket was that it put, originals and sequels against each other, and that now here we are in our first round of the Pixar Elite Eight. But what are you gonna do? They both have. Yeah. Oh, my cousin Deidre just commented and said this is the most difficult thing she's done in a while. It gave her anxiety. she commented, and totally, Deidre, I gotcha.
And the man of the hour, Myles McNut, just joined as well. And Myles, I just would like you to see that we have named the bracket after you.
Oh yeah,
So
it's the Myles McNut Memorial
He's back from the
Disney
dead.
Pixar bracket showdown. Oh, you're not dead though. I'm glad you're not dead, Myles.
he's in class, which is kind of like being dead.
Well, we're proud graduates. All right, so Toy Story 3 pushed through. Next.
Yes.
Okay, this was a tough one.
Are we going to get to the crowd on this one?
Huh?
Are we going to get to the crowd on this one?
No.
We'll see.
But it's a tough one. Aladdin and Frozen.
Aladdin.
Well, yeah, Aladdin, but that's not the point. Frozen is still huge. I mean, although a little run into the ground. But I guess for us, but you got to think, we're in our 30s.
Aladdin was probably running the ground, comparatively speaking, for, that time period. We just didn't realize it because we were kids.
I'm just saying, if we had a, 17-year-old joining the show tonight, or, yes, maybe 15-year-old.
I see what you're saying,
yeah.
but we were wording it real wrong.
Oh,
so
well, I'm just saying if they join the show, it would depend on your audience. Is what I'm saying.
It's a generational.
But
thing.
Aladdin, I think.
I mean,
but,
I like Frozen a lot, and the music's really catchy.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think Aladdin is a better movie.
Yeah.
Oh, Alex
and Robin Williams.
Oh yeah, Robin Williams is great. Alex thinks Ratatouille is better than Toy Story 3.
But I think he's the only one saying that, though, unfortunately.
I really liked Ratatouille. I honestly almost put it through because it's not another Toy Story
Let's
movie.
make a disclaimer. It's not that we hate any of these movies.
No.
We love 99% of these movies. I mean, I think Cars 2 wasn't even on the list. So, yeah, we love all of these movies. But, I mean, it's,
Cars 2 had its moments.
Sometimes you just gotta pick some. These are hard choices. Which child do you love more?
Oh, well, Colin points out that he thinks that Frozen should be kicked out just because of the song.
Yeah. Well, Frozen actually has a Broadway musical coming as well. I think it just started.
Aladdin has one too.
Yeah.
They almost all have them now. Inevitably they'll all be live action movies. Inevitably they'll all be on Broadway.
Yep.
So.
Aladdin's got its live action movie coming up next. Or not next, but eventually.
Soon.
They've casted it.
All right, over to Pixar again. Monsters, Inc. versus Monsters University.
Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the original versus the sequel on this one.
I just didn't love Monsters University that much.
I thought it was.
I mean,
I
it
thought
was
it was
fine.
Cute. It was
Yeah, it
cute.
was cute.
It's another one.
Right.
It's
just unnecessary.
The majority of the sequels don't need to be made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when it comes to Pixar, and this is just another example of one of them.
Yep. All right. So after that, we've got Big Hero 6 and Tarzan.
I never saw Tarzan.
You're not missing much.
It was,
it's
decent.
Yeah.
Although I do know the song, and therefore it was stuck in my head for most of the day.
Yeah, Phil Collins is
So
great.
I'm going with Big Hero 6 on this.
Yeah, I'm going to
Same.
go with Big Hero 6. I don't think anyone's
Big Hero 6, I hadn't seen till a couple years ago. You and I got it on Netflix, and it was delightful. Yeah, it was quite delightful.
I really enjoy it. And the best part is, I don't think I'm incorrect on this, but Scott Adsit he was the tall bald guy on 30 Rock. Pete.
Yeah.
He played Pete.
Yeah.
He's the voice of Baymax.
Oh, look at that. Oh, Patrick points out that Monsters University is a prequel, technically, and he's absolutely right. And when has a prequel ever been better?
Yeah, no.
That's a really good question, Patrick.
Yeah.
We'll have to think about that one.
I don't think a prequel ever has been better.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. Maybe I'll think of something.
Okay, but anyways, Big Hero 6.
Big Hero 6. Okay, back to the other side. Wally or A Bug's Life?
Wally.
Yeah.
You yell at me about this little sound box, but
Wally.
Yeah, well, that's my guy. Wally's the best. Vanessa agrees. Monsters, Inc. all the way. Bill says Phil Collins was the best part of Tarzan.
Yeah,
Colin agrees with Big Hero 6. What do you guys? Wally, obviously,
Yeah,
right?
obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that was an easy one.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, like A Bug's Life, but okay. Zootopia or Hunchback?
This is one of the, I guess.
hold on. Oh yeah, did we? Yeah, okay, we got everything. Sorry, I was
I guess I wouldn't. I don't know if I would be willing to go to say it was a tough choice, but I had to pause and think about this one a little bit for me. Mostly because Zootopia is still such a more recent movie compared to Hunchback.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want to necessarily pick it because of just the fact that it's more the recent type bias. But I'm gonna have to give the edge to Zootopia in this one, for no other reason than I cannot stand the gargoyles in Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
The rest of the movie is excellent. It's brilliant. I love it. I can't stand those gargoyles.
The Disney protagonist always has to have some sort of sidekick, whether it's an animal or inanimate object.
I will, appreciate the fact that Disney, for the majority of the movie, went with the tone that it did and how dark that movie actually got. but those gargoyles just get me every time.
Ooh, you've got some fight on Facebook. Vanessa and Alex both disagree with you. Vanessa liked the gargoyles, and Alex hadn't seen Zootopia, but he says Hunchback is way overrated, which was one of Miles's complaints with the original bracket. He said that there wasn't Hunchback wasn't on it.
Right. But now Princess and the Frog isn't on ours, and I actually had it going up in the original bracket. So, real quick, touching about the prequels, Colin actually has a good point. The original movies, which I'm assuming he means Star Wars because he's saying original trilogy movies, they're technically prequels to the newest ones. So, I mean, 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other.
There, I think, but no.
No, it's not a prequel if it. Okay, well, that's not...
Another discussion for another time, folks.
Colin, that's a rabbit hole I can't go down right now.
Okay, Sarah, what was your vote?
Oh, Zootopia. I've never seen Hunchback.
It's been years since I've seen it, but yeah, Zootopia.
I mean, Zootopia was really good.
All right. Got this big old board here. I'm trying to make sure we keep track of everything.
All right, well, now there's a whole discussion on our Facebook feed about prequels and how those work. So, go ahead and join that conversation because we're going to keep talking about Disney Pixar. Next, we have Coco versus Cars.
Coco.
I haven't seen Coco yet, but anything beats Cars.
I liked Cars. I still pick Coco.
Cars was the first Pixar movie that felt formulaic to me. The only one that's really the Cars series that's really stood out for me is Cars 3 because I haven't
seen that one yet.
I appreciated the idea of legacy that movie tries to develop, but they
got back to their roots too. I think that's my thing.
But the original Cars, it wasn't for me. So Coco, even sight unseen, beats it out.
It's really good.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, it is.
There
really
aren't
good.
a lot of movies that actually get me to tear up. I'll say I didn't go full on cry, but I teared up, and
he had one glistening tear.
I did for Coco, and it's gonna get you.
Then the movie has my respect.
And Sarah spent like the last half hour.
I did. I was
sobbing.
sobbing. Yeah, I had to wait before I went out. Into
like
the
on
world.
par with Bing Bong dying.
Oh my God! You have to bring up Bing Bong.
We haven't gotten there yet. Come on.
All right, next over back to the Disney side, Little Mermaid versus Moana. This was a tough one for me.
See, it wasn't tough for me.
I went for the nostalgia factor and went Little Mermaid.
I liked Little Mermaid better.
Moana's good, don't get me wrong, but Little Mermaid's just got that. It's got the nostalgia factor, the songs.
I like the music for Mermaid better in the first place, but
they're both on par for me. They're both equal.
On the original bracket, Moana was against Frozen, and it was an easy slam dunk for Moana.
Yeah.
For this, I went with Mermaid.
Yeah.
And and the reason I think is because I'm 34 and my dad took me to see that movie probably 6 times. And we both.
I don't see
it's the nostalgia factor.
For you there.
Yeah, that's going to be a really tough one for me. A Little Mermaid is magical.
Yes.
So Mermaid is going through.
All right. Real quick, we'll take a quick Facebook break here. Vanessa hasn't seen Coco because she heard you cried, and she's not going to ugly cry in the theater either. So
that's probably for the best. Is it
out
on DVD yet?
It is.
Yeah, go pick it up, girl.
Because I bought.
It came out a while ago.
We purchased it, but it's an Easter present, so that's why we haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, Coco, we have it. We watched it.
But I fell asleep.
Yes.
Before I could ugly cry.
So,
the privacy of your own home, it doesn't matter.
Alex is still chiming in on the equal prequel sequel thing. So that's in the comments going on there. So what do we got next here?
Pixar, Incredibles versus Inside Out.
I was very upset that these two movies got put next to each other.
This was a tough one for me,
This was probably the tough one for me.
I had to go with Incredibles.
So did I.
Oh, Inside Out. That was my pick, yeah.
You tell me what my suit is, woman!
Okay, that scene aside, which is obviously brilliant.
No kicks!
I went with Inside Out.
I loved Inside Out, but Incredibles is the Incredibles for me.
It's one of those ones that I can watch The Incredibles on repeat and still be okay. I could probably do the same for Inside Out, but The Incredibles is just, it's more quotable than Inside Out for me too. And it's
more quotable. I will give it that.
The Incredibles inspired me to write an article for your website, so
it's true.
It has to win.
Which is popshow.com.
Yes, it is.
I went with Inside Out because the concept is more unique.
It is.
It is a very unique concept.
Yes, and it was a really good movie. Yeah. What was it? Richard Kind was the voice of Bing Bong, Amy Poehler. I mean, they had a good cast for both movies.
Yeah.
You know, they had Coach for
So
The
did
Incredibles.
that busted my bracket just now.
Really?
Yeah, that did it. That was the only one we disagreed on.
See, Lilo and Stitch was my bust so far.
But I mean, I can watch. I mean, I like both movies. The Incredibles, I guess, is slightly more. I could watch it and be entertained. If Inside Out is, you said it's a unique concept. It's very cerebral. And I, if I'm in the mood to just have fun, I don't know if I could put that on and it would work for me.
That's
just
true.
because of
It's
that.
hard to be a background. I mean, they got really deep.
Yeah.
But the concept behind it is brilliant.
Bing Bong also choked me up, too.
I got choked up with Bing Bong.
For that, I did not let it go past.
Yeah. I won't lie about it. That was pretty sad.
Oh, my gosh.
rough.
Alex brings up a really good
Sacrifice.
point.
What's that?
The Little Mermaid is cool except for the fact that it's about a woman giving up her identity to please a man, which is true. And when it was against, let's see, on the original bracket, it was against, it was against Pocahontas. I still voted for it. But later, it did get busted out of my, it got knocked out because of that. Once I had to start making tough decisions. That was the reason why I got cut. But you got to remember that these fairy tales and these stories are sort of products.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it also doesn't help that technically she's, 13
Yeah.
in the film?
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, when you start,
Jasmine's like 14.
When you
so
started,
16,
I mean, you had to be careful when you started playing real world logic. I mean, Beauty and the Beast is Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
So I mean,
we can maybe just agree that we're not going to judge each other as horrible.
Well, and before we had Pop, Sarah and I did a little show called Shower Thoughts on something called Radio Free Radio, which I don't know what that is, but there was a thing. And we actually went and looked at the Grimm's fairy tales for all these flowery Disney movies.
Oh, they were.
This one was horrible. They were walking on feet. They ripped out. She sewed her legs together or something like that. It was
really crazy. And then she got rejected by the prince anyway, so it was pointless.
Most of, I mean, if you go back to Sleeping Beauty or Little Mermaid, if you go back to the original Cinderella, if you go back to the original tales, they are not happy things really.
Not at all. All right, so that was
Inside Out Incredibles.
Inside Out Incredibles. Okay, next up, Tangled or Hercules?
I didn't have anything on this one because whatever it was going to get beat out anyways.
Yeah, that is a valid point. I did have a decision. This one was a little bit tough because I do like both movies, but I had to go with Hercules because I like the music better and because of Hades, voiced by James Woods,
That's a fair
classic.
point.
That is why I picked Hercules too, although I do love Tangled, and Tangled was the winner for my friend Paige on Facebook. We were chatting about it earlier. So, you got your favorites. That was her favorite, and I have really loved Tangled. But yeah, Hercules.
Yeah, Vanessa says Tangled too, actually. But you guys voted Hercules it is.
Yep.
Sorry, Tangled, because, I mean, I do enjoy that movie quite a bit.
Yeah, and it's got Zachary Levi, and I love me some Zachary Levi. So
and the closing credit song is Grace Potter, who's I'm a big fan of her.
Also
for sure. Yeah. All right, on the Pixar side, Up or Toy Story 2?
I'm going with Up on this one.
Yeah, I had to go with Up.
Up.
Yeah. Originally I had Toy Story 2 for the original bracket or whatever, but and I like what Toy Story 2 does for the franchise as a whole. It expands the Woody background. I think it gives us a little bit into Buzz. But
you had Toy Story 2 against Toy Story?
Yes.
In the original bracket?
Yep, in the original bracket, yeah. Because of what it did for the franchise.
Okay.
On that fact alone, it expanded everything. But yeah, for our Myles McNut Memorial Disney Pixar bracket showdown, I have Up.
Now, if I said I got a little misty-eyed for with Bing Bong, I actually did cry a little bit twice in the opening minutes of Up. So
see, that's one I didn't cry for.
Oh my gosh,
I couldn't.
I didn't.
I mean,
all right, this is a perfect life and death cycle.
Yeah, my wife Sarah and I went to see it. We were the only two people in the theater that didn't have kids at the time, and I was like, "Oh man, this is rough."
I had a meltdown. I had a total meltdown. I was grateful for this movie getting it all up front. Yeah. I mean, there was a few little misty. I mean, obviously, I'm a crier. There were a few little misty moments at the end for me, but yeah, that they got out the big cry at the beginning. Now, Patrick says that
Toy Story 2.
Toy Story 2 is the best. It's endlessly watchable, and it is an awesome movie.
This was another difficult one.
Yep.
Yeah, it was absolutely.
But Ed Asner voicing basically who I'll be in 50 years.
You'll be a
Who you
stuffed
are now?
bear that smells like strawberries.
I'm not
Oh
that
no!
old yet.
Oh no! I'm on
Yeah.
here
Because you
on
don't
up.
sit on your
Yeah.
front porch. That's the only difference.
And
Not
also
yet.
in that scenario, I'm dead. Can we maybe
In
wait?
50 years, you might be.
I will not. I'm going to live to be a million.
Yeah, you'll outlive me.
Bill says only monsters don't cry in Up. Monster.
I mean,
I-
yeah.
And Patrick says that he cried when Zorg fell down the elevator shaft in Toy Story 2, which is a very touching moment. Because at that point, we know he is Buzz's father. Spoilers.
No.
All right, back to the Disney side. The last one in the Sweet 16, Beauty and the Beast versus Emperor's New Groove.
Emperor's New Groove.
Oh,
Wow. Seriously?
Yep.
did you say Beauty and the Beast?
Beauty and the
Oh,
Beast.
thank God.
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast it is.
I figured I'd lose
sorry,
that
dude.
one. My bracket's busted on that one because I
Em-
had Emperor's New Groove going
Emperor's
all the way
New
through.
Groove is amazing, but come on.
Against Beauty and the Beast. Really?
Bring it on.
All right.
Feel the power.
Oh, I could feel it.
All right.
Why do we even have that lever?
A lot of really good one-liners. We'll give it to you. Patrick agrees with you, Keith. He says
See?
groove.
That's why Patrick and I get
Vanessa
along.
agrees with me and Dean.
Yeah, I'm been outvoted on the groove.
You have the groove is that you
Beware the groove.
The groove has been thrown off. All right. So what do we have?
All right.
So now you've got to run the show.
Yep, I will run the next round of things. Oh no, we missed one.
We've got one more.
Oh, we do. Finding Nemo versus Finding Dory.
Nemo.
Yeah, Nemo. Dory was great.
It was
Nemo.
good, but it's basically the same. I mean, it's almost the same movie. It's just a sequel that didn't need to exist.
It was a lot of throwbacks to the first movie, essentially. Two good things out of Finding Dory, though. Our friend Sigourney.
Our friend Sigourney.
Yes.
And, crap, why did I just blank on his name? The dad from Modern Family, Al Bundy, isn't his name Ed? Ed
Oh,
O'Neill. Ed O'Neill as the octopus.
Yeah, he was
Those were the
pretty
two
awesome.
redeeming things
Those
for
were
Finding Dory.
Those are some
It
great
was
characters.
a well-made sequel,
Yeah.
but it was a sequel to, and the first movie is better.
Yep. All right. So, do you guys want me to go through all the pairings, or do we just want to hit it bracket?
Let's just hit it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I agree with Patrick. This whole bracket's groove has now been thrown off.
It
So
has, yeah, Groon.
I don't even know if we can go on.
So sorry to disappoint you.
Yes. Oh, hey, what up, Mateo? Mateo's all the way in Belize. Well, I don't know. What are you doing in
right.
Belize, Mateo?
We are international.
All right. So, first up on our list, Lion King versus Wreck-It Ralph. I'm going to be the discerning vote because I know you guys are going to disagree with me. Wreck-It Ralph.
Lion King.
Lion King.
So I'm going to see what other votes we've got because
Lion
people
King.
are agreeing with our Nemo. So, Lion King versus Wreck-It Ralph. I will put Lion King on there. But if I get a bunch of Wreck-It Ralphs, we're going to go to the board.
But okay, but like that's
I mean, Lion King was like the epitome of Disney animation.
Like you guys said, it's also Hamlet. So
I mean, it's hard to argue against Lion King.
I am Wreck-It Ralph.
I know.
yeah. Vanessa says Lion King.
Yeah.
Ooh,
see?
Mateo's
Oh.
Wreck-It.
Mateo. So it's still 3-2 right now, though.
Oh,
to be
come on,
fair.
more Lion King fans. Give us some Lion King.
It's- right now, I fully expect Lion King to. I mean, I know even earlier Bill was saying Lion King all the way, so I'm sure he would vote in on Lion King too. All right.
Simba's Pride. Oh, Nancy says
Yeah,
Lion
all
King.
right. And Colin says Lion King. There's Bill. All right, people. Fine. Lion King. The
Keith,
next
you are perfectly entitled to love the movies that you love.
I do. And
Wreck-It
I'm going
Ralph
to
is
continue
still
that.
awesome.
It is. Let's see here. Mateo's saying, thank the sequels. Wreck-It Ralph only has one annoying song. Lion King has like 3.
I see my dad agrees.
All right, fine. Okay, Lion King. I get it. Fine, Lion King beats Wreck-It Ralph. You can't borrow my
Success.
Wreck-It Ralph copy anymore, Dean.
Okay, fine. I'm crushed.
No, whatever.
Calm yourself, Iago.
So sad. So sad.
So, all right.
All right, what's next on the Pixar side?
Toy Story 3.
Interesting choice.
Oh,
I'm going to go Toy Story because, and hear me out on this one, Toy Story 3 was good. Overrated because everyone's like, oh my God, you're going to cry so much, blah, blah, blah. And all it did, for me at least, it basically set up Toy Story 4. That's kind of what it did for me.
Well, yeah.
Although Michael Keaton is Ken, top notch. But
I like the fact that it had Totoro in it
okay.
from Studio
Yeah.
Ghibli.
Yep.
But I'm going to have to go with Toy Story.
Yep.
that's a 3. I vote for Toy Story over
Okay.
Toy Story 3.
I was
Story sweep then.
really disappointed that he gave up his toys at the end in Toy Story 3.
But see,
Did
I
you
saw
not
that.
run into your room and go hug your childhood
Yes,
toy?
I did.
I totally did
yes,
too.
Yes, I did. It was like, I'm not giving you up.
Yeah, and see, it's a Toy Story sweep.
Yeah, Toy Story
Colin,
sweep.
Nancy, Bradley, Vanessa, Alex all said Toy Story 1.
I will say, though, that part of the reason why Toy Story, the original, is so good is because it established the characters
It did.
Yes.
that we saw and grieved in Toy Story 3. So that is why, you know.
And Patrick makes a good point. Toy Story 3's villain was kind of a retread of Toy Story 2.
That's true.
The prospector and the bear. Why am I blanking on the bears? Lotso, yeah, that's right.
All right. Back on the Disney side.
Aladdin or Big Hero 6?
Nostalgia won for me. I went with Aladdin.
Aladdin.
Yeah. I love Big Hero 6, so it's this difficult, but I think nostalgia is going to override on this one.
Nostalgia, the music, Robin Williams.
I mean,
yeah. Although I think in someone's bracket they had Aladdin going up against The Incredibles. Wasn't that on someone on your post, Sarah?
Oh, someone said that, yeah.
They were saying Incredibles and Aladdin were their final two, and then Aladdin won because of Robin Williams. But I'm like, but Samuel L. Jackson.
I know, it's a tough one.
So it's.
Where is my super suit?
Never gonna get old. All right, so yeah, Aladdin.
More Aladdin votes.
Everyone's voting on Aladdin. I'm actually going to be the dissenting vote on this next one, I think. Monsters, Inc. versus Wally. I'm going Monsters, Inc.
I went with Wally.
Who are you? Wally.
Your future spouse. That's who he is.
I tell you what, we're going to have to...
You still have a chance, Sarah.
I fully expected
Wally.
Haven't signed
to
anything
win.
yet.
So,
yeah,
Yep.
Wally's
you
winning.
know,
Yeah, Wally,
yeah,
big time.
a Wally all the way. Yeah. And Bill, welcome to you and your wife. Bill said his wife is getting all hyped now because Lion King is making it as far as it is. But just spoiler alert for those just now tuning in, Lion King's got to go up against Aladdin next. So
that's going to be tough.
Just telling you, just put that in your mind grapes right now. And look at this. I have got, we're tied. Oh, no. Okay, Alex was the deciding vote on that one because Bradley and Mateo were with me for Monsters, but Vanessa, Alex, Colin all said Wally. So Patrick said the first half of Wally is greater than Monsters, Inc., which is greater than the second half of Wally.
Okay, the thing about Wally is that so much of it you can't put it on in the background because so much of it is nonverbal.
Yeah.
So and there was actually some like complaints about that when it first came out because they're saying it was either too mature or not mature enough, or like it didn't promote language or I can't remember.
Patrick's comment comes into play later on in my bracket choices. Let's put it that way.
All right.
Well,
Wally
next to no
won.
dialogue, but yeah, Wally's through.
Well, Mateo's saying there's next to no dialogue on Wally because
I know that's
he
what
was
I'm
voting
saying.
for Monsters. So
well, Monsters didn't make it.
No, we did not. All right, fine. Okay, Zootopia or Little Mermaid?
I like Little Mermaid better. Will be willing to admit that it's probably nostalgia that's winning on some of these, but I think that Mermaid is the better movie.
Yeah, and we can admit that it's nostalgia. Yeah. And like Sarah said, I mean, you could get a group of people in here 10, 20 years younger than us, and this whole bracket would be different.
Totally.
So this is all subjective.
I mean,
you guys hanging out with us or listening now, yelling at your headphones, or people watching live, interacting. It's going to be. It's all subjective. This is not going to be the definitive. This is the best ever.
There is no definitive list. Period.
But for the Myles McNut Memorial Disney Pixar Bracket Showdown, this is what it is tonight. So
let me point out that Alex is calling Wally a legitimate cinematic masterpiece, and Colin is encouraging me to continue to marry you despite your voting down of Wally because of your Doctor Who.
Oh yes, well. Wait, is he just saying my preference in Doctor Who, or is he just saying
Nancy? But yeah, it doesn't really matter. I'm marrying you anyway. Nancy says though that she loves The Little Mermaid because she and I grew up together, but her kids love Zootopia.
I don't think Zootopia has the longevity factor that Mermaid does. I mean, Mermaid's still a classic these days. Will Zootopia be that way?
I think so.
I have no idea.
I think it will.
I'm not really going to try and project what's going to happen in the future. But
and see, that's the thing. I like Zootopia. Mateo and I are Mateo, I miss you. Him and I are like right on with each other on this. But I was going to say Zootopia over Little Mermaid. Nostalgia's good, but Zootopia's fun. It's got a good cast. It's a fun kind of. I mean, at this point, Disney, like those older movies, and maybe I just didn't see it as a kid, but nowadays they're poking fun at themselves from time to time, and I do appreciate that.
I like
and they kind of
too.
did that with Zootopia a little bit, and I thought it was a good movie.
You can't use sequels as an indicator. You can't sequels cannot drive.
Yeah,
that's
we're gonna
like
take,
saying that your bench in the NCAA tournament is valid. It doesn't matter.
I will agree with that.
Yes, I'm marrying you anyway. Okay, what's on the other side?
Colin, I'll text you later about my favorite doctor. So, all right. So, Little Mermaid won on that one. Coco, The Incredibles.
Do I need to say what my choice is on this one?
Because it's going to be the same as mine, Incredibles.
Incredibles.
Yeah.
Coco!
I love Coco. Don't get me wrong. Like, I could watch Coco regularly, but not as much as I could watch The Incredibles.
Coco! But it was so beautiful.
The Incredibles, I mean, obviously I haven't seen Coco.
You tell me what my soda is, woman!
I saw your reason for that button. I had to stop it. Incredibles resonates better with me.
Yeah. It's...
All right, bye, Coco.
Oh, Kayla's Kayla's with you, and Vanessa is with us.
And Mateo still is going on about Zootopia, which he is.
Well, there is a delay, to be fair.
That's true.
So
there is a
little bit of delay.
He is correct. It is a diverse, movie rich in morals, which is great.
Yep. And it looks like Incredibles, oops, if I could spell today, is going forward.
All right.
So I know the next one, Hercules and Beauty and the Beast. So doesn't matter. I had Emperor's New Groove, so my vote's out on this one. But I would obviously say Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be an easy one. Oh, you guys we're screwed on the Disney stuff.
Why?
I'll run down the Elite Eight here in a second. Up or Finding Nemo?
I went with Up.
Yeah.
I went with Up too.
Yeah. No.
Although that feels weird. I can't believe we all
you
went
guys
with
see-
Up.
I mean,
well, yeah, it's over Finding Nemo easily. Nemo's good, but it's like
I love Nemo, but like I said,
Up's great.
I felt more emotionally connected to Up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nancy says Beauty and the Beast too.
Yeah,
that
Mateo
was
says Hercules.
Yeah, we knew that was
Bradley
coming.
says Hercules too.
Really?
Got some Hercules.
I love Hercules. Don't get me wrong. I
Yeah.
mean, if it wasn't between those two, I would pick. But
and then this one's just for Colin, just because he said it earlier.
Nuggets!
And Colin says Hercules.
Wow.
Yep, but this is the first one Mateo and I don't agree on. He's saying it's Hercules. I'm saying Beauty and the Beast. Hercules had good music, like you said, Dean, but Beauty and the Beast overall, compared to the two stories, they're just, So
I disagreed a little bit with Hercules' ending. It's
been so long since I've seen that movie.
Well,
Can't keep up with these likes, guys.
The idea,
neither can I.
Mostly the reason I disagree, I know where they were going with it, and
Yeah.
I understand it as a thematic choice. As a kid, I used to read Greek mythology all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that in the movie, obviously, he gives up immortality to be with the woman that he loves.
Right.
In Greek mythology, if a human drinks or eats the food of the gods, they become immortal too. So there was no reason to make the choice based off Greek mythology.
Remember what you said earlier, Dean, about applying real-world logic to these cartoon movies?
Right, which is why I'm using Greek mythology, because obviously that was historical.
Guys, we're getting divided.
Yeah, this one's...
because we've got Hercules, and people are going... I mean, there's a lot of votes for Hercules.
I'm impressed that people are liking Hercules that much.
I know.
I mean, do we need to tally up the votes on Hercules
And,
here?
it's going back and forth with Up and Finding Nemo, too.
We had a lot more Up. I'm seeing a few Finding Nemos, but I'm definitely seeing a lot more Ups. So let's see here, Hercules-wise, real quick, so we can finalize the Elite Eight here.
If Hercules wins out, that's going to be an upset.
Yeah, that would be
the upset. I think it will too. Let's see. All right, guys. Oops, son of a jerk.
I won't be upset if Hercules wins. Like I said, I love that movie. But
yeah. Let's see here. Oh, geez. Now Facebook screwed up and.
All right. I'll count it. I'll count it.
Yeah, you got it pulled up there.
Beast. No, I can't. I can't do it. I don't have enough fingers.
All right. So we've got Patrick Hercules, Colin Hercules. Geez, I can't. This is the first time that I can't keep up with comments now. They're still coming in. Hercules for Mateo and Kayla. Bradley's Hercules.
Wow.
Nancy's the only one who agreed with us on Beauty and the Beast.
Wow, we were overruled.
That's actually surprising.
Oh, Hercules versus Beauty and the Beast, Alex.
Yeah, okay. Kayla said Beauty and the Beast for her.
So are we 4-4?
Yeah.
Let's see here. So we've okay, Vanessa, Alex. Oh geez, there we go.
Yeah.
Vanessa, Alex, and Bill all said Beauty and the Beast. We said Beauty and the Beast, so that's 6. Yeah. And then we've got Colin, Mateo. Oh, and Kayla also said Beauty and the Beast too, I think. So that's 7 right there for Beauty and the Beast. And then we've got, Patrick, Mateo, Bradley, and I think Colin all said Hercules. So that's 4 right there. Did I miss anything? Oh, and Neil's coming in with Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast. It was a buzzer beater, but Beauty and the Beast won.
It went into overtime.
It did go into,
We'll put an overtime victory on that one.
Overtime victory for Beauty and the Beast.
Posting twice doesn't count as 2 votes.
No, you.
He posted 3 times.
He posted as I was saying. So yes.
All right.
All right. Overtime victory for Beauty
So
and the
then
Beast.
we had Up. Let's see. I think Patrick
Yeah.
just dipped on that one. He couldn't do Up versus Finding Nemo, but
No, you can't put more than one Mateo.
And we had a couple votes for Nemo too.
Yeah, we did, but not Up. Up had a good handful.
I mean,
of
obviously, the choices are going to be getting harder and
Oh,
harder.
Yeah, they are.
You guys are going to have a hard time with this nostalgia on this one.
All right.
All right, so
Let's have it.
Elite 8 time, guys. So get ready here. Disney side, we've got Lion King and Aladdin matching up. I'm going to say these so you guys can kind of get it in your head. Think about it. Don't go yelling out answers yet. Wait till we get to the match. I'm telling you, this is going to get crazy here.
We're just looking at our comments.
Oh, Alex, this is not Nom. There are rules. I feel like there's... do I have any?
Oh, man.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa! Mass hysteria!
I don't know if either of those apply, but they're funny. All right, what do we got?
So Lion King and Aladdin.
Okay, that's
going to be our first matchup.
Yeah, but we're not doing votes.
No, we're not voting. We're not voting yet. Second matchup, Toy Story versus Wally. Third matchup, Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast,
my God,
which won in overtime, by the way.
Stick a knife in my heart.
And then the fourth is Incredibles and Up.
Sarah, are you going to be functional by the end of this?
No, I'm losing it. Okay, you know what we should do is we should do voting on Facebook with, the buttons.
The likes and the...
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to keep track of that? Because my computer's...
I'm just going to be able to see who's the most enthusiastic button pusher.
Okay. All right.
But we just said multiple votes don't count.
Yes.
Well, there's no way I'm going to be able to decide between Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast.
Okay,
so.
look, we're going to start right now.
Okay.
We're going to say, and Mateo's asking for a repeat. So, Lion King and Aladdin, Toy Story, Wally, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Incredibles and Up. Those are our Elite 8 right now.
Okay. All right. What's
Take
the
whatever
first
shot
one?
of liquor you need to do. Breathe into a brown paper
No
bag.
jitters. No jitters
I can do this. I can do
Goose
this.
Fraba. Center yourself. We are into the Elite 8.
All right.
Lion King and Aladdin.
Are we voting now?
I think we should have some discussion so everyone has time to chime in.
Okay.
My vote is Aladdin. Robin Williams.
Okay. Aladdin is thumbs up. Lion King is heart. Okay.
Are we
all
really
right,
trying to do this?
Yeah, we are because I want to see all the hearts.
All right.
Okay. Lion King is heart. Aladdin is thumbs up.
Okay.
Okay. So you vote for
Phenomenal cosmic powers!
nice.
That's my vote.
All right. So there's some thumbs up for Aladdin. I said Aladdin was thumbs up, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Aladdin was thumbs up, and that was my vote.
And I think we're getting a lot of likes right now. Nope. I see angry face. The angry face isn't an option.
No, angry face and shocked face are not
Nope,
options.
there's a,
and
yeah,
neither
I'm
are
seeing it.
flowers.
Look, okay,
Are we
they're
waiting for
popping
the
up.
votes to come in, or are we going ahead and saying our choices as well?
Yeah, say your choice.
Lion King.
Lion King.
Yes.
I'm seeing a lot of likes up here, guys.
Now, Aladdin is the funnier movie of the two, and it's a great comedy. I think Lion King is more timeless and emotionally resonant. So I picked it over Aladdin.
Just saying, I'm seeing a bunch of likes.
Yeah, I think that's just one guy.
No, it's Bradley. I'm seeing Kayla.
Oh, Vanessa. Yeah, okay, there are a lot of likes. So Aladdin.
Are you seeing comments? My computer has crapped out.
We've got
saying people have commented.
Oh no, it's mixing it up.
Oh jeez.
It's mixing it up. Alex is throwing in for Lion King. Oh man, it's tight. It's a tough one.
Patrick said he can't vote. He lost his thumb stealing food in the market.
They cut off a hand for that, not a finger.
All right. So, okay. Oh, geez. Here we go. All right. So, we got Alex Lion King, Patrick Aladdin. We got Mateo Aladdin, Nancy Aladdin, Keith, Aladdin, Dean, Lion King, Sarah, Lion King.
No, Aladdin.
She picked.
You picked Aladdin?
Yeah.
Do not put me on Lion King.
All right.
Do not put me on Pride Rock.
All right. Neil's saying Lion King.
Simmer down, people.
And Bill said Lion King.
Oh, man.
I've got 9 votes in here, and Aladdin's winning by 1 currently.
Oh.
Come on, Lion King lovers.
Oh,
Come
Aladdin,
on.
Aladdin,
Come on.
Aladdin.
Lion King.
Aladdin's
Lion King.
the winner.
No.
Totally.
Hold on. It just showed me that Colin. Oh, and there it is.
Aladdin.
Yeah, don't do the love thing. It just completely screwed up my
I
computer.
know, but it makes pretty thumbs up go across.
That's great. Well,
that's not helping.
I
know,
the
it's
computer
true.
up
Then
here,
we can't see our comments.
Yeah,
You're right,
so I think Aladdin won. Aladdin by 2 votes.
Oh, man. Squeaked in.
Squeak, squeaker, squeak, squeak.
Oh, that one's been out for a while.
Shut up.
Bring it on.
All right.
All right. Okay, let's... Neil, I'm sorry, but yours and Dean's pride lost.
Oh.
Aladdin. All right,
Yeah,
next one.
As long as I'm right, everyone else can be wrong. I'm good with
It
that.
happens a lot to you, doesn't it?
It does, an awful lot.
All right. Let's see. Toy Story and Wally.
Wally.
I was going to do a Toy Story.
Oh.
So, whether it's 2 votes for Wally, 1 vote for Toy Story, let's see. Sid Patrick's used his last wish to put Aladdin through. I'm sorry, Bill. Your bracket has now been busted with a line. This happens. Upsets happen.
It is. Upsets do happen.
So, let's see. Mateo's Toy Story. Alex is Wally. Cinematic Masterpiece. Colin is Wally. Nancy's Wally. All right, I think Wally might... Oh, Toy Story barely from Patrick. Thank you, sir.
Wally.
What do we got? I think Wally...
Wally's
your dad's Wally as well. Oh, Bradley was with Toy Story. I know I like these guys better. Mateo with Toy Story. Ooh, Wally's won by 1 vote, guys. Unless we have anyone else. Oh, the Vanessa's. Yep.
Oh,
Wally,
man.
Yep. Wally.
Whew.
This
is like I'm sweating a little bit. This is like I'm.
All right, Wally.
Heart pumping.
Wally it is.
Yep.
March Madness.
This is how it works, man. It's crazy. You can be a 1 seed and then get knocked out by 16 seed, or you can be an 11 seed going on a run and make it to the Final 4. So, Bill's Toy Story, but Wally still won by 1 point.
Oh, man.
It literally, I'm tallying it up. No one's getting a double vote, but that was 7-6 by Wally.
I know. Look, Alex would have just thrown it.
Alex might have stopped. He would have just unfollowed and popped off.
Facebook,
I'm done with you.
Facebook would have just shut down.
Alex would have rage quit. Alex would have been like, "No, forget you. You don't know anything."
Oh, there's a big surprise. That's an incredible. I think I'm going to have a heart attack and die from that surprise.
All right, let's see.
Aladdin
here.
already won.
Yes, I know. Let's see. No, Colin, we don't get Little Caesars pizza for the upset. We are not sponsored. But if you know someone at Little Caesars and you want them to sponsor us, or know somebody at Little Caesars who would like to sponsor us, let us know.
Oh, yeah, we're totally up for sponsorship.
Oh, yeah, we will sell ourselves. All right. Here we go, guys. Are you ready? Little Mermaid.
Oh, God.
Beauty and the Beast.
I can't handle this
Beauty and the
one.
Beast.
Keith, what's your answer? If you say Little Mermaid, I quit life forever. I'm just gonna go jump in the river. Are you saying Little Mermaid?
This is tough for me. Dean, I'm gonna have to defer to Dean because I got to think about this one.
I said Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast for Dean.
Yep.
All right. Beauty and the Beast or Little Mermaid. I could no sooner choose a favorite star in the heavens.
I might have to go Little Mermaid.
See, this is why I came tonight.
Can you do
this
You're
for right
making
here.
me the tiebreaker vote between Little Mermaid and Beauty
No,
and the Beast?
I'm not making you be the
other.
I'm not making you be it.
Oh,
We got. This is why we've got an
vote.
audience.
Vote people because I can't handle
We've got 3 Beauty and the Beast, 4 Beauty and the Beast, 2 Little Mermaids. So
oh man, and Nancy says the songs are better in Little Mermaid. They are. They are.
And Bill's wife is choosing for him and saying Beauty and the Beast as well. Lacey has joined in and said Little Mermaid.
Oh, I can't handle this.
Vanessa's saying Beauty and the Beast. I mean, Beauty and the Beast won.
Wait, I haven't voted yet. Wait, what's the difference?
It doesn't matter.
It's going to come down to 1.
Little Mermaid's got 3.
She's still going to have to choose.
And Beauty and the Beast has got 7, I think, because I counted you as a Beauty and the Beast. So
You kind of me for Beauty and the Beast?
yeah, 'cause
I don't
figure
know if that's my answer.
all right.
Maybe
well,
it's The Little Mermaid.
all right. Well, Patrick has never seen Little Mermaid.
That's surprising.
I'm very
I
surprised
thought
by
everyone
that.
had seen Little Mermaid.
I consider, I still do, but I consider Patrick a connoisseur of movies, and he knows his stuff. So I'm very surprised by that. But you know what? That has been a common theme before. We've all have like one of those classic movies that we just haven't seen. You know,
That's very true.
and that just Little Mermaids happens to be Patrick. So
All right.
you can vote and not have to worry about this anymore. You can breathe.
I'm going to vote for Beauty and the Beast.
All right. Well, that
Because
wins 7-3.
Because of the themes that we discussed earlier. With
Okay.
The female and
And Stockholm Syndrome. All right. So Stockholm Syndrome beats out putting what was it? Changing yourself for a man.
At least she thinks she has a choice.
Yeah, it's true.
True.
All right. Well, Colin has Little Mermaid on VHS. So once we find a VCR, we will have a viewing party.
Oh, I hope it's in one of those puffy cases.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing. Speaking of Narrow Video and Patrick and that whole crew, they've actually got the Disney videos in some of those puffy cases still.
Nice.
So if you need a trip down memory lane, Narrow Video.
We just recently got rid of those VHS copies. That
My
we
parents
used to
probably
have.
still have ours somewhere.
Probably.
So, all right. I know what mine and Dean's vote is on this
Yes,
one.
you do.
Oh, okay. What is
But
it?
Incredibles versus Up.
Incredibles for me.
Yeah,
I
it's
vote
Incredibles for
up just
me.
because you two bumped out Coco. So
I mean,
it's
Incredibles,
my grudge
man.
vote.
All
Is
right.
it really or honest? I want your honest vote.
I mean, I like them both.
Yeah. I like them both too. This is a hard choice.
But the grudge tips me over, and it's up.
Nancy's going up.
Yeah,
Let's
Nancy.
see what we've got. And Colin says he's got a VCR and the puffy cases. So,
All right. Well,
Well,
movie night at Colin's house.
Oh, you're-
Dean's dad votes up with me.
yep. Then Colin's going Incredibles.
I'm cutting them off.
because
Nuggets!
there we go. Well, you need some more votes. Oh, Mateo coming in strong with Incredibles. Thank you, Mateo.
Come on, up
Alex.
voters, up voters, up, up, up.
Vanessa.
Incredibles is running away with it.
I'm getting buried.
Yeah.
Patrick said boys equals Incredibles, girls equals every movie that isn't Incredibles. Although we've had a few girls say Incredibles. Oh,
Yep.
Bill's going with Up as well. Yeah, I'm
You know,
not.
the Incredibles
but
sequel.
Bill.
You tell me what my soda is, woman!
That's true. Okay, so the thing about the Incredibles trailer is that it's going to have Elastigirl as the main hero type,
I'm
and,
okay
and
with it.
Mr. Incredible being the stay-at-home dad, which I think is going to be pretty awesome.
You know,
I'd almost argue that Elastigirl is the main character from the first movie.
Totally.
yeah.
So
And you know, it's Neil sang Up, but it's still not enough. Incredibles squeaked by with one.
That squeaking.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
different movie.
Yes, I don't have that drop, unfortunately.
I
I'm
know.
sorry. And there we go. Bradley coming in strong with the Incredibles. Thank you, sir.
All right.
But yeah, Colin's right. Squirrel doesn't beat out Edna.
All
Can't go wrong with Edna
all
Mole,
right.
man.
We're on. So now are we on our final four?
Final four. We might actually get done before 10, guys.
Oh my gosh, I don't believe
so
it.
far, I'm only out on one of the final four so far. 'cause
I did not.
I had Lion King going to the fourth.
I had Ralph, Emperor's New Groove. Yeah, let's go through our final four. Let's see
Okay.
what we had. So, Dean, say your final four again.
My final four were Lion King and Beauty and the Beast, and Wally and the Incredibles.
Okay, so you're actually matching on pretty strong with what we had here, except Aladdin pulled off the upset. Excuse me. Sarah, what was your final four?
Aladdin, Little Mermaid,
Oh,
Wally, and Coco.
okay. So you got 2 of the 4. That's not bad. I mean, you got.
She sounds a little bitter.
I am a little bitter.
To be fair, we actually did this in a proper order because you missed 1, she missed 2, I've missed 3. I had Wreck-It Ralph, Emperor's New Groove, Monsters, and Incredibles. So, you know,
Hey.
but I did have Incredibles going to the final 2. So, okay, let's see here. Final 4, Aladdin versus Beauty and the Beast.
So
Wally versus Incredibles.
So we're now, if we didn't get it, we had to vote based on what's now on there. Okay, so it was Aladdin versus
Beauty and the Beast.
Between those two, Beauty and the Beast for me.
All right, Sarah?
Between Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast?
Yep.
Aladdin.
I'm going Aladdin as well, actually. So, all right, guys, this is where we need you to chime in here. Beauty and the Beast or Aladdin? What have we got? Let's see. Oh, thank you, Vanessa, for listing those out for those reading along. Let's see. Colin's Aladdin. Patrick's Aladdin. What did Nancy say? Aladdin. Ooh, yes. Aladdin with his runaway. Oh, Vanessa coming in with Beating the Beast. Let's see what else we got. Bill with Aladdin. I think we might have a runaway here. Oh, Dean Sr. going Beating the Beast. Still not enough though. 7-3 Aladdin right now. So let's send Aladdin to the finals. And then this next one is where relationships ends, folks. This is what I like to call the relationship ender matchup on the Myles McNut Memorial Disney Pixar Bracket Showdown.
Getting good at that name.
Thank you. Wally versus The Incredibles.
Wally.
That's one for Wally. Dino?
I went with The Incredibles.
So did I.
Do you want to know my reasons why I picked that one?
Sure, why not? While we get everybody to vote here, you tell me Incredibles.
The main reason, the first half of Wally is a brilliant movie. If the entire movie was the opening part of Wally, it might have beat The Incredibles for me.
Okay.
However, while still good, the second half of Wally does not live up to the expectations set from the first part of the movie, so it had to lose out for me.
Okay. Well, we've got, let's see if I can keep up now. And Vanessa has Incredibles. And Dad and Nancy have Wally. Colin has The Incredibles. Neil has Wally. Bill has Incredibles. Shush. Let's see. Bradley says Incredibles. Alex says Wally. Incredibles is currently up by 1.
I'm also going to show my mean-spirited here. I think Wally would have been stronger if he died at the end.
He did kind of.
I can see that.
Okay, I'm gonna go find some friends and get them, get them to vote. I need.
Bill is actually saying if Aladdin beating the Beast, then it deserves the win. It's this year's Cinderella, but we'll see what happens here.
We'll see.
Right now, Incredibles is up by 1 vote.
So Sarah, are we still friends?
Yes,
No?
we're still friends.
Okay.
But in my last two,
Are we still sleeping in the same house tonight?
Is Wally really dead?
Yeah, Wally's dead. Yeah.
Wally's really dead. We can't just give it another few more minutes.
Okay, Patrick said this is Sophie's choice for him. Wally versus Incredibles.
I know, this is a tough one.
If Patrick abstains, then it's Incredibles
well, if he
going
votes,
to the finals.
If he votes for Wally, it's a tie, right?
Yeah, I don't know how we fucking decide.
Patrick, vote for Wally. Vote for Wally, Patrick. Vote for Wally.
Alex disagrees with you. He says the second half of Wally
I
is
thought
just
the
as good
second
as
half
the
was just as good as the first
Fair
half,
enough.
too. All right.
Looks like Incredibles is going forward. I mean, I'm going to give it another 5 seconds, for the delay to sink in, but I think Incredibles has got it because I really don't know how to do a tie around here.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I don't know how
the rules have not been established for the Myles McNut Memorial Disney Pixar Bracket Showdown. So Incredibles is going in.
All right. So we have Incredibles versus Aladdin
in the finals.
I know what my answer is.
I know what mine is, too.
Did you both say The Incredibles?
Yes.
Yep.
I said Aladdin. Because I had it against Wally, and I still said Aladdin.
All right.
The Incredibles was my number one choice, regardless.
Yeah,
so.
same here.
Vanessa suggests my dog should choose my favorite. But all right, Aladdin.
Okay, Nancy's got Aladdin. So Aladdin versus Incredibles, guys. Neil says Aladdin. Colin saying Aladdin's a classic, but between these two, he's going to sit down and watch The Incredibles. And I'll sit there and watch it with him because Incredibles is great. Bill's coming in with Aladdin. Aladdin's Vanessa's winner. Oh, boy. Oh, there we go. Incredibles, no song from Patrick. Oh, 2 more Aladdins. We might be in trouble, Dean.
Yeah, Aladdin.
Right. We might be in trouble. I really wanted Incredible. Bill, this is not even that same debate.
That's next week's bracket, Bill.
God. You know what, Bill? Hold on, I've got something for him. Hold on. I don't know which one to do.
We're talking about the greater good here.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa!
Alex says Aladdin. I don't have the greater good one, but that would have been good.
I know.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
That's a pretty good one. So is Aladdin the winner? Aladdin's far out, right?
I'm thinking unless 4 more people chime in, Aladdin's swept.
Vanessa's voting for Bill.
We have got, and we'll take a picture of this because I did tallies and all that stuff. And this one might sit on the dry erase board for a while, guys.
Oh, Aladdin won.
Hold on, let's see if I can hold this up well. Let's see how well this shows up on the screen here. Oh, you can see the light reflection.
For the first annual, because apparently we're going to have to do this more than once, Myles McNut Memorial Disney Pixar Bracket Showdown. That was intense, you guys. There's kind of a glare.
Most intense. This is probably the most intense pop ever.
It really was.
We did have one where Dan Bell came on, who is the Dead Malls guy, and that was a lot of fun.
I'm like sweating.
I like to think that we kept it civil at least, though.
We did keep it civil.
Yeah.
Here, let's. You guys.
I was really sad about Wally losing, but
I'm sad about the Incredibles losing.
We're still dear friends.
But when all things come down to it, Incredibles is still my number one pick.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You're never gonna. Yeah, we're not gonna.
No, and this is all subjective. It's always gonna be. So what can you do?
See, now Patrick's saying he would have voted Emperor's New Groove over Aladdin. Everybody has their absolute favorites. I think Wally would have been
in a totally different bracket. If this was set up somewhere else, it could. It totally could have.
And Alex has a very long and detailed description about how Pixar has made two amazing cinematic classics that will be remembered forever: Toy Story and Wally.
And neither of them made it. Wally made it to the Final Four.
Wally would have swept it for me. I'm just saying. Wally's my winner.
Yeah, let's see. We got a really horrible reflection, but let me see if I can throw that up real quick here. If you're watching on live, facebook.com/popshow. Or, that's part of it's cut off by our bracket.
Put it on Facebook.
Yeah, it'll be on the facebook.com/popshow, and we'll also write up something tomorrow. So
yeah, we'll make sure we get this out. And don't forget to share the bracket and tell us what is in your personal Final Four and who your victory is. We want to know. It's absolutely, they're all great movies, and we want to talk about them.
Colin said we kept it civil until those heathens voted for Aladdin.
That's because Aladdin's an objectively better movie.
I don't know about that.
Aladdin is... No, you can't use my Tina moan against me. Aladdin is a better movie than The Incredibles. Aladdin is more classic, and it's got incredible voice talent, and I think the fact that it has songs is a benefit, not a drawback. Patrick.
The Incredibles had incredible voice talent, too. Yeah. It's equal between both films.
Yeah, please, tell me, besides Robin Williams, who else voiced in Aladdin?
Who cares? Robin Williams was in it. Just saying.
Wally was disqualified for having a live-action Fred Willard. Honestly, if you ask me, Fred Willard being in Wally actually made it better.
It was one of the best parts.
It's part of the reason I enjoy Wally, because they're, I could take it or leave it.
All right, guys, we'll never stop talking about this.
Aladdin has good songs, but
Aladdin
I could watch and quote Incredibles all day.
Oh, yeah.
The dude from Gilbert Gottfried, for crying out loud.
There you go.
All right.
And yes, the DJ Tanner's boyfriend, what was his name?
Steve.
Steve, yes. The guy who played Steve voiced Aladdin. That's all I really know other than Robin Williams and Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, there's a big surprise. That's an incredible. I think I'm going to have a heart attack and die from that surprise.
I say that at least once a day.
That's true. Aladdin didn't take 10 years for a sequel, but was the sequel that great?
I didn't know it had a sequel.
It had two sequels.
The direct-to-video. They're not good. I would
Return of Jafar?
I recommend you forget they ever happened.
And then he meets his dad in Prince of Thieves. Yeah.
Okay, I've forgotten them both. All right, guys.
Not Steve Holt. That reminds me. Thank you, Patrick. I need Arrested Development drops.
Yeah, we do. All right, guys. Don't forget.
I'm exhausted.
I know, me too. This has been really tiring, and I'm like heart palpitations. So don't forget to go buy Narrow expanded video on Kali and check out our shelves starting Sunday, April 1st.
I'll probably run into this weekend, either Saturday evening or Saturday morning.
Yeah, we'll take some pictures.
Saturday afternoon.
And Dean, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I'm glad we're still friends. And don't forget, you can follow all the latest in pop culture news and chat with us about it on facebook.com/popshow, where we also stream live every Tuesday. You can follow us at popshow on Twitter and read our writings at popshow.com.
Thanks, everybody, for joining. Colin, Alex, Neil, Vanessa, Nancy, Patrick.
Oh, who also says that Narrow has 100% of these Disney and Pixar movies for rent. So go check them out.
All the more reason to go to Narrow Video. And we will see you guys next week or at Local Heroes and Narrow Video.
Thanks, guys.
Take it easy, guys.